The fourth, and maybe most important, although I shouldn't say that because all these steps are very important and they cannot really overlap. They do not take each other's place. But the fourth and very, very important, and perhaps once again most important way of stimulating the circulation is to use a small electrical muscle stimulator. Now, this is the stimulator laid out. You can see the little electrical muscle stimulator. These are the pads. These are the bandages which hold it in place. There's the bottle with the contact lotion. That's the stimulator itself. And this is attached to the horse and stimulates movement of the muscles, as you'll see in a moment, and maintains normal circulation in a way which is quite impossible by any other means. If the stimulator is left on the horse long enough, it will prevent all blood stagnation, all swelling, and increase the rate of healing incredibly. If you really care about your horse and you want him to get well as fast as possible, you should keep the stimulator on the leg all the time. Now here we are putting it on. Now in my hands I have a chamois which was soaked in water, and by using the chamois I have damped or put lots of water on the horse's foreleg. Now you attach the chamois on first. The chamois gives the whole thing a good grip so that the stimulator will not slip off the leg afterwards. Now you put a bandage over the chamois quite tightly so as to prevent the chamois from slipping down. Only a chamois like this will give you the necessary traction. If you don't use the chamois, the muscle stimulator will slip down the leg and you lose it. Now that the chamois is on, now I am putting the contact lotion onto the pads, onto the little electric pads. You can see the contact lotion there. Now the pads are placed on the muscles in front. There are a total of 4 pads. These are placed on the front muscles and held in place with another bandage. Now 2 more pads are put on the back muscles. The electrical stimulator has a total of 4 pads. 2 are placed in, there are 2 pairs which function separately. The ones on the left switch on first and stimulate the muscles in front, on the front part of the leg, and then they switch off to give these muscles a rest. And the current is switched to the muscles on the back of the leg. The current itself is very insignificant. It's a very weak current. It does not take much to make a horse's muscles contract. The little stimulator has a tiny battery in it which lasts for a long time. You get at least 60 hours out of that tiny battery. It takes a very, very small amount of current to make the muscles of a horse's leg contract. Now you see the stimulator is in place and I am switching it on, as you can see, and now you'll see the muscles begin to contract in a moment. There we go. Now if you remember the diagrams I showed you, every time the muscle contracts, it not only moves the leg to some slight degree, but it also, in this case at least, not very much, but most important of all, and that's what we are looking for, it stimulates the circulation. Therefore, as the muscles contract, the blood is pumped forcibly away from the injured area, and up towards the heart, and all the swelling is removed. This creates an extremely favorable situation or conditions for healing, because since the horse is not being exercised at all during the treatment, and the tissues are not being fatigued in any way, therefore all the goodness in the blood, practically all the goodness, is used not so much to restore the tissues after exercise, because there is no exercise, but all the goodness is used to heal the injured part. You can see how it's contracting rhythmically, at least I think twice per second. And although you can't see that too well, every about 30 seconds it switches from the front to back, so that each group of muscles is given a rest. Now you see the muscles, it has stopped, and the stimulation has switched to the back. You can't see that too well, but now the front has started to move again. So the muscles never fatigue. There is no such thing as the horse getting tired in any way whatever. Therefore you can leave this apparatus on the horse's leg absolutely indefinitely. If you have a very valuable horse and you really want to get him well quickly, you can actually leave it on his legs 24 hours, absolutely around the clock, 24 hours straight. Simply never take it off. It is necessary to take the little machine off occasionally, however, because the pads everything will dry up, and every about 3 hours you'll have to take the whole thing off and put it back on again, and wet the pads afresh, put more contact lotion and so on. But if you have an expensive horse and you really care about him and you want to get him well quickly, you can leave the stimulator on his leg indefinitely. This will speed up recovery so much, so amazingly, that your horse will recover in a fraction of the time that it would normally take. Literally 10% of the time. Now I'm going to lift the leg up to give you a better idea of the degree to which the leg is stimulated. Now you can see how much, now that the weight of the horse is no longer on the leg, preventing movement, you can see how much those muscles are moving. You can see them twitching the leg, and you can imagine how much the circulation is stimulated tremendously. It's not a matter of increasing circulation 100%. It is likely that the circulation is increased by 1,000%. In other words, it's 10 times normal